Well, hey there. Good morning, fellas. How are you doing? It's Tuesday morning. That's right. It's not Monday morning. Hopefully, you're doing good. Hopefully, your 3-day weekend was good. Do let me know down in the comment section what you were up to on this 3-day weekend. Maybe you went to the beach. Maybe you got to spend some time barbecuing with family and friends. Let me know what you were up to. We went over to Michigan for the weekend. Spent Saturday on the beach. Had a great time. It was a little chilly, a little windy, but it was still great to see the kids digging in the sand and having fun. Sunday, we were ruined a little bit by rain. But we went out in the woods. We did some walking around. It was still a fun time. And of course, we got to spend some time together as a family. So that makes it that much better. Hopefully you guys enjoyed yours as well. Do let me know, again, what you were up to down in the comment section. This is obviously our first show. Go ahead this week. Let me remind you, in case you missed Friday's show, that June 7th is the kids' last day of school. That's going to be our last show here on YouTube, or at least, as we talked about on Friday's show, consistently showing up and being committed to an every 11 a.m. Eastern show. Going forward, after June 7th, they'll be, maybe they'll be on YouTube, maybe there won't be a show, or maybe we'll do one on Twitter Live. Just can't fully commit to something every day. But you can follow me on Twitter because I'll still be betting and I'll still be providing picks on Twitter. So you can find them over there. If you're not following me already, get on over there. All right, let's go ahead and throw that recap up from last week. And then we'll dive on into the action this week. Break down today's MLB slate, 16 games, because we do have a doubleheader today between the Dodgers and Mets to break down as well. Go on ahead and throw in that recap up from last week. We're going to ring that cash register after a 24-13 week and plus 9.27 units. You know what? 9 units to the good. I think that recalls for a double ring of the cash register. You love to see that right there. Hey, how about year to date? How about 233 wins and 233 losses? That's right. We've now gotten back to even Steven on the year, but not even Steven in terms of money being put in your pocket. We're not putting out minus 180 plays. We're not generally putting out minus 145 plays. We're hanging around, great value, plus money bets, and that's how you went up over 18 units so far this season. Hey, if you don't like sweating out any bets, if you want to bet on both sides of a wager and guarantee yourself with profit, and you can do that using profit boosts on these sports books, if you do that, and if you follow me, you've won $683 of sweat-free cash is in your pocket. Congratulations if you've been doing that. Let's talk about those wins, though, from last week. How about Ross, Gasser, and Crotchet all on their outs prop? Ross obviously was the one that we got help a little bit there due to injury. Maybe we get there overall, but he leaves the first inning there, with the back injury. And then we ride the next night, we ride his teammate there, Gasser, on his over because we just saw the night before the bullpen get taxed. They didn't use a long man in that game, and we love to see that not only was he in a good position, but then you got to also take advantage of the bullpen being in a little bit of a tight situation after, Ross bowing out with the injury. So those were two good cashes. And then Garrett Crotchet just dominating the Blue Jays. Just A, he's really good, and B, the Blue Jays are struggling versus left-handers, or at least they were at the time of that play. So that was another good plus money cash. Hey, have you ever heard of taking the opposing pitcher of the Phillies and taking that under on the strikeout prop? You ever heard of that strategy? Well, we did that twice again last week. That's right. We've done it a ton this season, and we did it again last week with Gray and Heaney both up against the Philadelphia Phillies. Of course, those are the two pitchers there for the Texas Rangers. They went against the Phillies, and they both stayed under very easily. Heaney was really easy as he only got one strikeout before he exited the game. Tigers on that F3 team total up against Cole Reagan's a good plus 120 cash. We said they were not going to score through the first 3 innings. And that's exactly what happened. Reagan's only faced 10 batters. Easy peasy. Got 7 strikeouts in those first 10 batters. Boy, that was a good plus 120 cash. How about going 5-0 last week on best bets? And that's right. We'll hop on over to the payoff pitch later, and we'll preview the MLB slate. In the 7th inning coming to a stretch, I'll give you my best bet. Last week, those went 5-0. Monday, we picked up the Astros F17 total, minus 115. Tuesday, we did the Astros and Yankees full game team total to parlay at minus 115. Wednesday was that sweet play and that sweet day in which Austin Gomber delivered us 5 cashes. One of them was our best bet of the day. Athletics F5 team total under 2.5. They only get 1 run, so that one cashes easy at minus 125. Heaney under 5.5 Ks at minus 125 was Thursday's best bet. And how about Friday's best bet? Paxton under 4.5 Ks at plus 115. And not a big shocker, I heard from nobody on Friday that could provide me another best bet of somebody giving you better than plus 115. Nailed that one right here on the show. James Paxton stayed under at plus 115. So you love to see that. And then Friday's day, boy, did we have a great day. We actually had 11 bets in total, but one of them got rained out, so we only had 10 bets in play. We went 8-2. 8-2 on those 10 bets. Just a fire day, winning over 5.5 units. Yeah, Friday was a lot of fun with you guys. I thoroughly enjoyed that with you guys. Hey, what were some of those tough losses, though, from last week? It's not all roses sometimes. What about those losses? McGill, under on his strikeouts. No chance in hell. He got 7 strikeouts. My man was absolutely on it that day. The only thing that's like kind of notable at that one is, what did we get that one at? Like plus 110? And I sent the tweet out. That one closed at minus 180. Like, holy hell, CLV, I'll take the crown on that one, but I don't want the CLV crown. I want the money in my pocket. And unfortunately, he couldn't come through for us. I hate to see that right there. Last week, we had 2 money lines that were absolutely disgusting beats. Yankees up 3 in the top of the ninth. They give up 4 runs. Run that same scenario back the next night with the Giants. They're up 4 in the ninth inning, and they give it all up, and both of them lose the game. Just disgusting beats in both of those scenarios. Both of those games had an error in which contributed to the comeback. Tough ones right there, losing both of those money lines. The Nursey, we learned just stay in your lane. We handicap Nerfies here. Stay in your lane. Stay in your lane. That being said, it was still a tough loss, right? Max Kelber hitting a home run in the top of the second inning. Otherwise, it was 6 up, 6 down. The Nerfie, though, cashed nice and easily. That one still agitates the shit out of me right there. Leverkusen, yeah, I jinxed them. Yeah, we talked about, are we going to jinx Leverkusen? Yeah, we sure did. Leverkusen was way behind it, but in terms of their performance on Atalanta. Atalanta wins the game 3-0. Yeah, sorry, Leverkusen. Sorry. Nice you bounced back, though, this weekend, of course, winning the German Cup, so you did pull off the domestic double, so still a fantastic season by Leverkusen. Great one right there. Then Wednesday, we got tripped. I just hate seeing Wednesday in the lose column, right? Just hate seeing Wednesday in the lose column. Didn't lose much, only lost 0.2 units, but just don't like to see that at all. But great week. Glad you guys were alongside me there, putting money up in your pocket. Let's head to the comment section, see what you guys are up to this morning, and then we'll dive on into the action. Got some good slate here today. Really nice slate. My weekend was great, and I hope yours was great as well, Ryan. Yeah. That'd be around, Brian. Like I said, we'll do some Twitter lives. We really enjoyed those. Did 2 of those last week. We'll do those, but just can't commit consistently because the kids are going to be with me all summer. And yeah, just can't consistently commit to 11 a.m. But I'll sprinkle in some YouTube videos and I'll sprinkle in some Twitter lives. We'll still be doing some breakdowns. You had a great cash last night, or Sunday night. Oh, on Bell to win the Coca-Cola 600 or the Coca-Cola 450. What was it, Brian? 450 or 600? God damn, NASCAR just continues to just fall on their face. It's the holiday. Ain't nobody working Monday, generally speaking. Teams are in Charlotte, right? That's where all the teams are headquartered. Run that shit till 3, 4 in the morning. Give the fans what they want. Fans want 600 miles. That's the greatest day of racing with the Monaco Grand Prix, Indy 500, Coca-Cola 600. Greatest day of racing. NASCAR falls on their face again. I'm more than getting done with NASCAR. Irritating, but nice cash, Brian. Really nice cash. All right, let's go ahead and let's just throw this up for transparency standpoint. We, of course, didn't have any plays. Remember, I told you guys I wasn't going to bet anything Sunday and Monday, being out of town and not having my computer. I stuck to that. I didn't have any plays Sunday or Monday, but of course we don't turn down arbitrage opportunities. You'd be a damn fool if you turn down free money. So that's what we got there on Monday's recap. Let's go ahead and break down some baseball, boys. Let's get on over there. All right, boys, the grind continues. We're almost into June 1st. Feels like we've been breaking down baseball, obviously, forever. We're obviously 2 months into the season. It's a grind. I mean, handicapping baseball, while the numbers are always fresh in your head and you generally know what's going on, it's a grind, though, to come here every single day and break down 15 games. But in the first inning, quick hits, you know what? That was a nice, refreshed break that I got those 2 days of removing yourself from the computer, removing yourself from stats, and not looking at, tracking games all throughout the day. And so good refresher, and it felt good. And because of that, it felt good to jump in here this morning and handicap baseball. So I'm really excited to break down these games with you guys. We'll give you guys some hitting props and pitching props. We'll, of course, give you the Nerfy of the day. Come around to the 7th inning, coming to a stretch. I'll let you know what my best bet of the day is. See if we can get our last 6 winners there on our best bets. Let's go ahead and do it with the round the bases first in the 2nd inning. Let's take a couple games and break them down. First, let's go to this Astros versus Mariners game where remember a couple times last week with the Yankees. I know Friday was one. It was the F5 team total over 1.5. It was also the F5 team total over 1.5 again on Saturday against the Padres. This one, too. Why is the Astros at 1.5? Sometimes you get these numbers and they're gifts, and I think this is an absolute gift compared to the stats that we're getting because this is the #1 team in the Major League versus right-handers. That's your Houston Astros, hitting .302, slugging .503 with an .871 OPS and a weighted runs created of 148. You mix in a really good walk rate at 9.4, a low strikeout rate at 20.2. All those factors, and that's how you become the #1 offense versus right-handers. You can't turn down this bet for an F5 over 1.5. We already went ahead and faced Luis Castillo 3 times last season. It cashed in 2 of the 3 starts last season, including the first one, and it'll be his first start this season against the Houston Astros. I think he'll have a hard time today up against the Houston Astros bat. So give me their F5 team total over 1.5. I also like Luis Castillo under 18.5 outs, but it's -160. So it's a parlay piece, though, if you're definitely looking for one. I can't imagine with this offense and how they're going to make him grind that he can get into that 7th inning. So if you're looking for a parlay piece, Castillo under 18.5 outs is certainly a good one. Another bet I want to get to, though, here and around the bases is the Blue Jays taking on the White Sox. Give me that Blue Jays F7. Let's go ahead and pivot off of the F5 and onto the F7. We've talked about this strategy. We'll do that over 3.5 runs through the first 7 innings. Blue Jays good right now versus right-handers, hitting .276, .509, slugging, .861. OPS with a 144 weighted runs created. They've got the sound of the same similar scenario as the Astros. A good walk rate at 9.6%. A better strikeout percentage, though, at 16.1%. So should be a really good day for them at the plate. Clevenger is who they're going to go up against. 6.75 ERA, a 1.94 whip, and a 319 opponent's batting average. Ooh, I don't even think we're going to need that below average to average bullpen, but if we do, it's an average to below average bullpen. Within this same game, guys, let's go ahead and do also Mike Clevenger under 4.5 Ks. He's had 4 starts. It's only cashed in 1 of his 4. All of his 3 misses were on the hook. We, of course, suffered one of those hooks last time out against the Orioles. Blue Jays are better, though. They should do a better job of drawing more walks. They should do a better job of striking out because their strikeout percentage is better than the Orioles, and they hit the ball much better versus right-handers than the Baltimore Orioles. So painful that we lost the last one. We got this one here near plus money. It's now -155 as it should be. The under should be getting slammed. Give me Clevenger under 4.5 Ks to go along with that F7 team total as well. Let's go ahead now and shut up and pitch and give out some more pitching props to go along with Mike Clevenger. Let's do Ben Brown under 5.5 Ks at even money. Brewers K rate is 19.8%. They also do a great job of hitting the ball at 270 with a 734 OPS and a 108 weighted runs created. So you kind of get that dream scenario, kind of like the Blue Jays against Clevenger. We're not going to strike out. We also do a great job of hitting the ball, which gives us a great chance to go ahead and chase you early. And it's cashed in 4 of his 5 starts this season. Kind of a mixed bag with him with 12 appearances, but in those 5 starts, it's gotten cashes in 4 of those 5. So look for Ben Brown to stay under 5.5 Ks. And let's do Simeon Woods Richardson of the Twins to have under 3.5 Ks at plus 120. It's cashed in 4 of his 6 starts. So I know people always talk about hit rate, right? I don't know, people hit me up on Twitter. It's like, what's the hit rate? I'm always mindful of the hit rate. Of course, I'm mindful, but to me, it's not the end-all, be-all, at all. But if you just want to look at hit rate, this one's 4 for 6 at plus 120. That's a great price on that hit rate. It's cashed in his last 3 starts. And the Royals versus right-handers, I mean, how many times last week was the Royals the early 2 promo? It was, I don't know, a few. I remember that. And it's a good candidate today, certainly for the early 2 promo if you want, because they're still smoking right-handers, hitting 285 with a 440 slugging and a 794 OPS with the weighted runs created of 122. But for this prop to go along with the chance of chasing him early, they're not going to strike out at 19.3%. So I'll take Woods Richardson under 3.5 Ks at plus 120. Fourth inning, long shot. Let's see what dogs we got on the board. I think there's 2 dogs on the board in which you should seriously consider betting. I'm waiting to see who's going to be this Athletic starter from a confirmation. There's rumors that it's going to be Mitch Spence. I don't act on betting a money line bet though until the sports books are willing to tell me who the hell the starting pitcher is. So once we get confirmation though, I think we can go ahead and bet the Athletics. I do feel confident though in saying that the Athletics are a good pick though for early too, because if you get a right-hander, who's the worst team right now in hitting right-handers? It's your Tampa Bay Rays. Nobody's worse than them. Hitting 192, only slugging 290 with the weighted runs created of 68. The Athletics are much, much better. They're hitting 267. They're slugging 438 with a 768 OPS and a weighted runs created of 124. They strike out a little bit more than the Rays, but I don't care. When they're not striking out, they're doing far more damage to what the Athletics are. Obviously, the Rays are. They're throwing, obviously, the right-hander there in Littell. So I still like them in the early, too. But maybe you hold off. And if you get confirmation it's a right-hander for the Athletics, then I really like the Athletics at plus 140. If you don't want to wait for news on your early 2 promo, then you pivot to the Royals, who are phenomenal versus right-handers. And obviously, they're throwing Cole Reagans, and the Twins are about league average, or a little bit below, actually, league average versus left-handers. And we know Reagans is obviously tough, giving us that great cash last week. And we know the Athletics, though, in terms of looking back at our dog, because the Athletics are going to be the dog at plus 140, because I do feel confident that it probably is going to be Spence. And then I love fading the worst team in the MLB, like throughout the season. That's one of my bona fide strategies. So how can you not like fading the worst team? So the Rays also come in this game with a bottom 5 bullpen. So it's not just Zach Littell that should get hit. It's the 5.1 ERA. It's the 5.16 FIP. It's a 290 opponent's batting average and a 1.52 whip. The Athletics are significantly better in all 3 of those categories. You get a top 10 bullpen versus a bottom 5 bullpen. Athletics, money line, plus 140. I am just waiting to get confirmation. In terms of putting a unit on a play, I'll do it early 10 because DraftKings has me maxed out at $10, which they gave me the promo back. So I'm actually on it. I am going to go ahead and do the Athletics for the promo. But in terms of putting a unit on it, yeah, I need to wait to see who the Athletics are throwing. That could be the added play. So do follow me on Twitter. I'm pretty confident we're going to go ahead and add the Athletics as long as we get confirmation that it's going to be a right-handed starter. So Athletics money line plus 140. I mentioned there's another good one. The Astros are another really good one. We talked about their hot hitting. It's significantly better than the Seattle Mariners. Bullpen perspective. How about a top 3 bullpen for the Houston Astros up against a bottom 10 right now for the Mariners? So the Astros are a good one. Hunter Brown does scare the shit out of you and should scare the shit out of you. That's why I like the Athletics better because they're going up against league worst. All these guys are major league pitchers. We talk about this. There's an avenue for everybody to be successful. A dude can be successful up against the league worst team. So Athletics are the bona fide underdog of the day at plus 140. Look for that one to possibly be added to the card. Let's keep swinging now and give away some hitting props. Let's do Mookie Betts. How about he's 7 for 25 against Quintana? This should be game 2 in that series. Or, doubleheader today. 2 doubles and a home run in those 7 for 25 up against Quintana. Tommy Pham of the White Sox, he's 8 for 19 up against Gausman. So just seeing the ball really well out of his hand. And George Springer in cashing that F17 total. In cashing under 4.5 Ks, he rocks Mike Clevenger to the tune of 6 of 13. 2 home runs as well. So I really like that. 6th inning, it's a steal. Let's go ahead and do a Nerfy of the day, and let's go ahead and do Cardinals Reds Nerfy of the day at plus 105. Nerfy of the day, Cardinals Reds. They're the 5th best and 15th best teams at Nerfy and in Major League Baseball at 81 and 72%. Cardinals are hitting 215 versus left-handers. Reds are hitting 202 versus right-handers. So struggling offenses, really good teams at Nerfy. Obviously, the Cardinals are really good at Nerfy and being 5th best. And I'll take Abbott and Gibson. Gibson, the ground ball pitcher, even though he did face the Cardinals recently. And then Abbott, there are the Reds. He hasn't gone up against the Cardinals this year. Familiarity, obviously, from last year, but hasn't quite seen them this year. So Nerfy of the day, Cardinals Reds at plus 105. 7th inning, this is what we were waiting to get to. Coming to a stretch where I'll give you the best bet of the day. This one is nowhere near plus 108 anymore. It's about minus 120. Yankees, Angels, give me that F5 over 4.5. I'll take Yankees, Angels, F5 over 4.5. The Yankees offense is one we've been riding now, it seems like, for a couple weeks, and they have not cooled off. Hitting 273, slugging 531, and with an 852 OPS with the weighted runs created of 140. On the other side, the Angels, hell, they're smoking left-handers. They're hitting 309, slugging 574. OPS of 907, the weighted runs created of 153. Those are a better number than the Yankees, and the Yankees have been on fire for a while now. The Angels are better versus left-handers than the Yankees are. Neither team is going to strike out a lot either. At 23% is the highest for both of these teams. Not numbers in which I want to fade the starting pitcher, but at least they should avoid the strikeout enough to keep stringing hits together. And Nestor Cortez versus Griffin Canning. I mean, you can look at their stats, but to me, it's it's what the offense is doing for sure. Griffin Canning, I'm definitely not scared of him. Cortez not as well. It's what the offenses are doing. You have to go through this game log and how was the offense at that time, because that matters, right? Who the hell's breaking down baseball as season long? Who's telling you that a team's hitting 220 on the year in Major League Baseball? Hitting 220 on the year in Major League, like, that matters. What I did in April 2nd. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I'm not going to go through their game log and try and break down who team was hot or not hot at that time. The pitchers are average. The offenses are smoking hot on both sides of the plate. I'm taking Yankees, Angels, F5 over 4.5, plus 108. Again, it's about minus 120 right now, so let's stay hot right there, boys. Let's do a double play. I'm going to give you a parlay of the day before we go ahead and talk every single game here in rapid fire. Blue Jays over the White Sox. That's a no-brainer play. Not only do you get the offensive advantage, because that White Sox is hitting below the Mendoza line. There's two teams right now below the Mendoza line versus right-handers. It's the Rays that are dead last, and it's the White Sox that are second to last. So you're getting offensive advantage in spades. The bullpen advantages are there. Gosman over Clevenger. You want to do Blue Jays run line today at, I didn't even see what the hell that price was. I already got 2 bets in that game. I wasn't going to do a third. What's that price? Well, what is it? Well, why'd they take the game down off DraftKings? Oh, no, there it is. Minus 130. Sure, you can even do Blue Jays run line. I don't care. That's certainly fine. And what about Padres? I like the Padres. Well, I really like the Padres because they got the number 1 bullpen right now. The ERA at 1.4, which is second best. The number 1 FIP at 2.7. The number 1 WHIP at 0.78. And the number 1 opponent's batting average at 136 is all significantly better than anything that the Marlins are doing out of their bullpen. The Marlins are about league average right now versus right-handers. They're going to go ahead and face a knuckleballer or Matt Waldron. That can go either way depending on how he's throwing his knuckleball. But the Padres right now versus left-handers, they're decent, above average, almost top 10 in the MLB. The weighted runs created is there at 104. The OPS has got good power at 679. The batting average at 252. They're not striking out at 18.3%. I was almost going to do Luzardo under 4.5 Ks, but went ahead and ultimately laid off of that. I think Padres, Blue Jays, moneyline parlay plus 153 is going to go ahead and be your parlay of the day. Let's go ahead and catch the comments, catch the questions that may have come in, and then let's talk about every single game here in rapid fire from a moneyline, run line, and over-under perspective. Let's get it, Nick. Let's get it. I'm going athletics. I already did go athletics. I went athletics. If you don't want to wait, go Royals. Morning, Tim. Morning, Tim. Morning. How are you, brother? Good morning. Here's how I'm going to go ahead and roll. All these bets were tweeted. Some of them were actually tweeted last night. That's how I told you in the first thing. I was so refreshed to get in here and handicap. I actually handicapped a little bit last night because there were some teams that didn't play Monday, so the stats weren't going to change. So I handicapped those games. Some of the stuff was tweeted last night, and the other ones were tweeted, 5 in the morning. Let's get it, boys. Brown under 5.5 Ks, even money. Richardson under 3.5 Ks, plus 120. Clevenger under 4.5 Ks, minus 110. Blue Jays F17 total over 3.5 at minus 110. Astros F5 team total over 1.5 at minus 115. And the best bet of the day is that F5 over there in Angels Yankees at plus 108. All right, let's talk every single game from money line, run line, and over under perspective. It's called rapid fire. Well, let's do it here, boys. Let's get it. Let's kick it off with a doubleheader. It's a straight doubleheader. Dodgers and Mets over under of 8. Dodgers minus 192. Mets coming to this one at plus 162. Tough because the Dodgers are still struggling. I've been on a mountain trying to get you guys off of Dodgers, it feels like, for 2 weeks. I hope you guys have just laid off the Dodgers. They have been a team where you either fade And I know that's scary because of the names, or you just stay away. You just stay away. Glasnow can keep this game. Obviously, an under can do really good. McGill can strike out these guys. They're struggling overall. They're only hitting 209. Like, they're still struggling. I can only go under 8 here, and it gets us back to, like, these Dodgers at minus 192. No chance in hell. Obviously, the Mets bullpen's a mess. Diaz is blowing every save known to man. It's the reason why the Mets bullpen is bottom 3. It's all not working right now from the Mets in a late game scenario. So I hear you. Maybe that's why you like the Dodgers today, because of their bullpen and Glasnow is on the mound. I just think under 8. Under 8. Obviously, if I'm going to do an under, I'm just going to do the F5 because I don't want that Mets bullpen in a full game, scenario. I would do the F5 under. Rapid fire, though, I'm just going to go under 8. Under 8. Red Sox and Orioles over under of 8. Red Sox plus 140. Orioles minus 166. These numbers, I mean, you want to talk about neck and neck in terms of offense. No separation. One team slugs 437. The other one slugs 426. One hits 247. The other one's 235. The OPS is 741 to 724. There's no separation from a right-hander. So it's just going to be whatever pitcher, is obviously on his game is going to walk away, with the win in this game. Bullpen-wise, Orioles hold an edge, but it's not an edge that, you get a lot of confidence in. It's better, but it's not a big one. It's just going to come down to Bello and Rodriguez because everything's tight. Everything's tight. So you know what that means when everything's tight? You take the Red Sox at plus 140. You don't go Orioles at minus 166 when the stats are bang on even. You either take a stab on the dog at the Red Sox or you just stay away. So Red Sox for me at plus 140 is going to be the pick in that one. Pirates and Tigers over under of 7. Pirates plus 136. Tigers minus 162. This was a tough one right here. This one was a tough one because the bullpens are struggling enough to where I think over 7 is kind of a little bit ridiculous because the bullpens, both of these bullpens are bottom 10. They're touching bottom 5 in some categories. I like the over 7 between the Pirates and the Tigers. I know the hitting's not great, but it's not, below the Mendoza line. We're not talking bottom 5 hitting, as well. I mean, you're talking a Detroit Tigers team, which is hitting 263. Their weighted runs created is 119. Their OPS is 776. Some of those numbers, in terms of the power, looks great. I like over 7. Over 7 between the Pirates and Tigers. Cardinals and Reds with an over-under of 9.5. Cardinals plus 110. Reds minus 130. This one was another one that was tight. Which was tight. Obviously, it's a Nerfy of the day. The Cardinals actually hit better when I gave you those hitting stats for the Nerfy of the day. The Cardinals are actually better than the Reds. Reds are floating damn near the Mendoza line. I know people want to say the Reds come off the sweep of the Dodgers, but did I ever tell you to pick the Dodgers in that series? I never told you to pick the Dodgers in that series. Why the hell would you take the Dodgers? So them sweeping the Dodgers, I don't give a shit. Teams ebb and flow. They played the Dodgers at the right time. It's another one where I would just take a stab at the Cardinals at plus 110. But it is the bullpen, though, with the Reds where you get an advantage. You're going to get a good enough advantage that can give you confidence to pull the trigger, though, because the offenses are tight. If you want to do the Reds at minus 130, it's okay. It's not bad, but I probably would just I kind of would personally rather take a stab at the dog if I'm going to bet that one. But I hear you, though. Reds bullpen is in good shape right now. It's in good shape. Athletics and Rays, we can skip that one. I'm on the Athletics plus 140, hoping like hell they throw a right-hander, and I can add that to the official card. So Athletics at plus 140 is the one there. Dodgers, Mets, game 2, we'll just skip it. You got to, one of these bullpens could get burned in game 1 or just who the hell knows. Skip that one. Nationals and Braves, over-under of 8.5. Nationals plus 210. Braves at minus 258. Nationals, how about they're hitting 309 versus left-handers? How about their 673 OPS, 94 weighted runs created, all better than the Braves? The only thing that didn't give me confidence, otherwise I would have added the Nationals F5 team total. It's only 50 plate appearances, and that's like, one of those ones where, man, if it's like 70, 75 more, then I feel a little bit more confident pulling the trigger, on the Nationals from an F5, whether it's F5 money line at plus 195 that I did bet, but it's not going to be on the card because it's just a little bit too low on the plate appearances for my liking. But I like the Nationals today. I think Nationals on the run line at plus 105 is the play in that game. Give me that run and a half. Bullpen-wise, yeah, I hear you. But to be honest, it's not like the Braves are spectacular in their own right. They're both about league average across the board when you're looking at the stats. Braves edge out better, but it's not anywhere goddamn near minus 258 better. So Nationals run line will be the play there. Blue Jays and White Sox, they made the parlay of the day, so we like the Blue Jays. Royals and Twins, yeah, it's Royals for sure. Minus 130 is fine. You're getting a backed by, obviously a much far superior offense. The bullpen's going to scare you, and I hear you, and it should scare you with the Royals because it flirts around with bottom 10 where the Twins come in about league average. But I think the offense will carry them through this game with the way they hit right-handers and the way the Twins struggle versus left-handers. Royals minus 130. Cubs and Brewers over under of 8. Cubs plus 142. Brewers at minus 170. Cubs bullpen's good, which is what they're going to need because I think Ben Brown is definitely going to put them in a tight spot. So because the Brewers bullpen isn't that far off, Brewers money line at minus 170. It's good. It's good. It almost went ahead and dumped in there. This Cubs team is still struggling. I mean, they're hitting 212. The slugging's 321. It's not good. It's not good at all. Diamondbacks and Rangers over under of 8.5. Diamondbacks minus 120. Rangers even money. Who's hitting right-handers right now? That's your Arizona Diamondbacks. They're significantly better than the Texas Rangers. It's rumored it's Dane Dunning. I just need that confirmation to put it on the card that it's going to be Dane Dunning because I'm crushing the Rangers from a right-handed hitting standpoint. I'll say it again because I know that surprised everybody because we've been bagging on them. But teams ebb and flow. And right now, the Diamondbacks are really good versus right-handers. And then comparatively to the Rangers, who are damn near hitting the Mendoza line at 204, it's way better than what the Rangers are doing versus right-handers. Keep an eye. We're waiting on 2 starting pitching confirmations. We could be adding Athletics money line and Diamondbacks money line to the card today. So make sure you're following me on Twitter. If we go ahead and get the starters that we like, we can go ahead and add that. Rangers do the bullpen, though, better, by the way, than the Diamondbacks, but it's not far off, so I'm not too worried about their advantages that they got because they're not big at all. Guardians and Rockies over under 10.5. Guardians minus 135. Rockies plus 114. I just wish the Rockies bullpen was better. Otherwise, this 10.5 number is way too high. But when you're talking an ERA of 8.2, an FIP of 6.2, a 360 opponent's batting average, and a 211 whip, which is all dead last in Major League Baseball, it's hard to take an under, but the hitting is justified. The Guardians pitching is justified. The 2 teams are struggling versus right-handers. I'm going to go under 10.5. I'm going to go under 10.5 in this one. Yankees and Angels over under of 9. Yankees minus 185. Angels plus 154. Don't go betting the Yankees today. Let me just give you this. Don't go doing that shit. We love the Yankees bullpen around here. We praise the Yankees bullpen around here. Not when you stack it up against how that Angels bullpen's throwing right now. Top 5 against league average is what you're getting right now. So if you can't get into Santana, you can't get into Clay Holmes, you're behind the 8 ball big time to this Angels bullpen. That's 2.6 ERA. Mendoza or opponent's batting average is 189. Yankees is 242 with a 4.0 ERA. Don't be betting Yankees money line because I'm expecting both teams to crush the ball, right? We talked about how they hit left-handers. The Angels do. They could put a hurting on Cortez today. Those left-handed hitting numbers are better than the Yankees are hitting right-handers. Don't go doing Yankees on the money line today. Don't go doing that. They're going to get your ass in trouble potentially. I also kind of don't like the over 9 either. There's a reason I did F5 because that Angels bullpen is good. And we know the Yankees, if the game's tight and they can stay in their high leverage guys and not do, Tonkin, who they roll out there when it's the game's kind of over. Like, if they can avoid those arms and stay in Santana and the Clay Holmes and Luke Weaver, who's actually having a hell of a season, I don't like the over 9 either. I don't like any of this shit. I like the game within the game on this one. I'm going Angels run line. Give me that 1.5 with the Angels. I'll take the Angels on the run line. It's minus 105. I like it. I like the Angels on the run line at plus 1.5 runs. Marlins and Padres, there was a double play, so we can skip that one. Astros and Mariners, yeah, if you can get over Hunter Brown, that Astros at plus 114 is the play. I mean, this bullpen for the Astros is blowing Mariners out. It's top 5 versus bottom 5. It's a no-brainer late in the game. It's just, and I think the Astros bats can actually overcome it. Hell, I may add that one to the card too. What the hell? Hunter Brown, can you keep it together, brother? Has he gone up against the Mariners this year? Because the Mariners are struggling right now, only hitting 215. They always strike out a ton at 27.8%. We know that. Their numbers are way out. Has Hunter Brown faced them? And then you would hope that this becomes a bullpen. You could hope Hunter Brown could just... God damn, the ERA is 7. Oh, well, the whip is 1.7. That's gross. There's a reason why I'm just back at the Astros offense today. I actually do remember looking this up. God damn, this is ugly. Coming off a good start against the Angels. Well, the Angels hit 200 versus right-handers. Yeah, no kidding, he did. They only slugged 372. Jesus. I'll go Astros money line. I mean, it's the only play. There's no way I'm doing Seattle money line at minus. There's no chance in hell I'm doing Seattle money line. No chance. And then Phillies, Giants. I mean, this is an over. Mason Black's ERA is about over 1,000. His whip is right there, about over 1,000. We know the Giants are crushing right-handers. We've been on the Giants lately. They're hitting 284. Weighted runs created of 123. Actually, the reason I didn't have this game on the card is because that Mason Black was just confirmed, I don't know, about 9:30 this morning, so about a half hour before I jumped on here. So I didn't handicap that one too deep. But the offenses are in a good spot. Black, now that you do get confirmation it's Mason Black, the over 7.5 is the play. I can't imagine Zach Wheeler getting through a team that, slugs 418, 761 OPS. They only strike out at 17%. It's the over 7.5 easily. I got to cook up a parlay. Let's see if there's anybody putting I got to cook up a parlay. I haven't had a parlay since, oh man, that parlay on Friday that we put together on the show. God damn. Phillies didn't beat the Rockies or we would have made all the money. Remember we put that $210 on it? Our winnings from our live bet from our athletics the other day. It was the Phillies that couldn't knock off the Rockies. Sometimes the stats don't win, but I'll still put my money where the stats lie every time. But sometimes it don't work. I can't bet it on DraftKings. They won't let me bet enough money. I'm going to put a parlay. I'm going to do it. I'm going to take some of those favorite rapid-fire lanes, knock these suckers in a parlay. I'm getting it. Sure, I'll do it on Caesars. Whatever. Coming back for my money, Caesars. Phillies run line screwed me. Coming back for my money. All right, what were our favorite rapid-fire lanes? Let me see if they're going to be a profit boost in the promos. Give me a profit boost. No. Okay, fine. I don't need a profit boost. All right. I am going to do, some of my favorite ones is Pirates, Tigers over 7. That's for sure. Pirates, Tigers over 7. Ooh, this Athletics money line has gone to plus 150. Ooh, it was plus 140 earlier. Oh, Mitch Spence is confirmed. You could probably add that to the card. Let's get a double look at his numbers 1 second. Let's get a look here at Mitch Spence. I didn't really care. I mean, that's how much the Mariners or the Rays are struggling, but I just want to see. Might as well look. Price ain't going to go anywhere. Maybe adding a play. Mitch Spence, old righty. Give it up here, bro. Give it up. Come here. Good. You're not even going to pitch deep into this game. I'm going to be into the far superior bullpen. That shit's getting added. I'm going to use an odds trader. I know where to bet this. That's definitely getting added. He's not even going to pitch deep into this game. He's going to go 3-4 innings. Great. Just don't give me a left-hander of that pen. Nope. Don't do that to me. Plus 150 right here on Caesars. I got to take this thing off the bet slip. Give me Athletics. Unit. Yep. Plus 150. I'm in. All right. That's in. Back to the parlay. Tigers and Pirates over 7. There's an added bet. Athletics money line plus 150 is official. Athletics money line plus 150 is an official bet. I'm on Blue Jays run line. I could do Brewers. All right. Nah, that's not my favorite. That's not my favorite. That's not my favorite. Rangers, it still says undecided. Damn, so we have no confirmation on him yet. I'll do Astros for sure. I'll do this over 7.5 in Phillies Giants. Just a 4-legger. Nothing crazy. I'll do the nothing crazy here in this parlay. Not going too big. If you want to get a hit. The over 7 in Pirates Tigers, Blue Jays run line, Astros money line, and the over 7.5 in Phillies Giants. It's about damn near, call it 14-1. It's so damn close. I'll just go half a unit. I'll just go half. Fuck it. Yeah, I'll just go half. That's fine. All right, little 4-legger. All right, and so the possible additions is Diamondbacks money line. Still don't know who the Rangers are doing. And what was another one? Oh, this Astros. Man, that ERA, man. I think I'm just gonna stick. I can't get behind a 7 ERA. At least Mitch Spence was like 4 point something. I can't get behind a 7 ERA. I can't do that. Not when I'm talking about putting a unit on something. Nah, I can't do that. And a parlay, sure. I'll do it. That bullpen, I hope it becomes a bullpen game. All right, I'll roll that. We're doing Athletics money line. That's official. Actually, what's Circa Sports got? I'll put another unit on it to get a better price, to be able to tweet out a better price. I'll go 2 units on Athletics money line. I don't give a shit. Fade the worst team in Major League Baseball. What's Circa got? Plus 155, even better. Going in for another unit. Sign me up. They've got A's any pitcher listed. They don't even know who the hell's pitching. They've just got any pitcher listed. Well, I'm in for another unit. Plus 155. Or I will be here in a second. I'm getting logged in. Don't throw me a left-hander out of the pen, A's. Don't do fucking Hogan Harris or Kyle Muller out of that bullpen. Stay with your good arms. All right, now I can tweet plus 155 because I got 2 units on it. Bam, I'm in. All right. Yeah. Again, if you need a refresher, just a couple things I really want to just be careful of minus 166 Orioles. Be careful of minus 258 Braves. And the other one was be careful of Yankees minus 185. Those are the 3 on the day that's like, nowhere near those prices. Nowhere near. So be careful. Careful on those 3 teams. Otherwise, hell yeah. Back at it, boys. Back at it. Talking baseball with you guys. Hanging out and hopefully making some money. Let's see if we can't ring that cash treasure. We've got those 6 bets plus Athletics money line at plus 155. Have yourself a great day, boys. Come on back for tomorrow. We'll do it all over again. See you, boys.